Ladies, gentlemen, and young ladies, good evening, everyone. You are welcome to this news geopolitical conference dedicated to international news. In the headlines of news on the African continent in this October 11th, 2025, it's very hot side of the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire. It's very, very hot. Yes, the opposition Ivorian is determined. An opposition that says it does not want not from the third of the fourth term of the President Alassane Ouattara. It must be said that we all followed here this news from the side of the sister republic of Ivory Coast. We know what Ivory Coast has lived in the past. We obviously know that the Ivory Coast suffered martyrdom, which has even caused the sending at the hour of Laurent Gbagbo by Charles Blegueti, who after were acquitted. Today, these same actors find themselves face to face. It is an unprecedented face to face which takes place in the Republic of Ivory Coast. As you can see on the image, the determined opposition faces the police. They are here. The sky is black in Ivory Coast. Tear gas, fires, all things that we don't wish, that we didn't wish for the Côtoir, of course. But I tell you, despite the tear gas, the people determined this march that they have planned for today, October 11th. There are already some arrests that started, but they went out massively. Massively, I told you, the most of the candidates who were excluded of the race for power have appealed. They also got together. They have called on all the Ivorian population. The president, Laurent Gbagbo, who swore, he said that Alassane Ouattara can't come to his house to see him and do what he wanna. Well, while other observers believe that Laurent Gbagbo should, in normal times, he himself, who opposes the candidacy for a fourth term, he should find a young person who would replace him at the head of his party. But others believe that Laurent Gbagbo is in his absolute right. Laurent Gbagbo is very listened to. It is necessary, say it. He always continues to remain popular. Tidiane Cham, too, victim of exclusion. In any case, all these forces have come together. All these forces are united. The moment we are talking, the streets of Abidjan are invested in several cities of the Republic of Ivory Coast. So since yesterday evening already, the RHDP, the party presidential, was on the ground, I believe. It was in Dalo. They are in Daloa. They started to animate, to campaign quietly, calmly there. But here is that today the campaign starts. The campaign begins and the marches, the opposition demonstrations to start. So they said that now, tied to the street, we wonder if it will be possible continue. And if it continues, that risk of putting the Republic on the Ivory Coast in an unprecedented situation, since it must be clearly stated that there is frustrations within the population. Some act by measure of revenge, since many silent majority remained calm in the face of what obviously Laurent Gbagbo has suffered. A lot of political leaders have suffered many things in Ivory Coast. Today, some people say they are good. It's now or never. And it is why we see such a determination. But clearly the determination, it is fierce. She is fierce. The opposition has really well prepared, so the police will be able to succeed in contain the protests. Here is one of the first questions that arises pose. If the police are overwhelmed if the populations who go out in the streets are more numerous than the police, we risk witnessing what happened very recently. I don't know in what country, if the police overflowed, will be forced to flee. There, people will be forced to preserve their heads, since within the elements of the police, even if they are prohibited from doing politics. But each comes from a family, everyone has their convictions personal, everyone has their position personal, and everyone seeks a moment given to defend his head. If populations become very numerous, the police may be overwhelmed, and if the police are overwhelmed, are these soldiers who will invade the streets of the cities of the Ivory Coast to seek to contain the mobilizations, or what will actually happen pass? Here are so many questions that are in asking, where people are wondering what will the future really become Ivory Coast. President Alassane Ouattara, he is determined to complete his fourth term. That's it, even if he will require a fifth mandate. But it must be said that this fourth mandate obviously goes to the counter of the constitution, which was obviously modified to be able to give another mandate. and so is determined a significant security device has been mobilized since this morning of the 11th October 2025, and so Atara is determined. Will he stop? Question mark. Will the opposition also stop? Question mark. We are therefore witnessing a determination without fault on both sides. No party will want China, will not want to give up, since for the opposition gives up, and who would like to a weakness? And if the opposition gives up, no one will be able to believe them anymore. Atara cannot give up. The president Ouattara will not be able to give up. He has already started. If he renounce, and it will be something else, since it already knows what he expects, he knows his fate. So we are faced with a big dilemma in the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire of Ivory Coast. So if everyone is stuck on his position, we wonder how the election will take place. How is it what will happen? The election may take place, but there will be no post-election crisis as what we have known by the past. In any case, what remains clear, Ivory Coast is very, very scary moment we are talking, and the Pan-Africans are worried for the Republic of Ivory Coast. And you see, we want there to be, may peace be in the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire of Ivory Coast. Since peace is priceless, since what Ivory Coast has experienced in the very recent past, we have still the very painful memories of what the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire has lived. We will not wish to see the Ivory Coast in such a situation complicated like that that she lived. And there you have it. So ladies and gentlemen, the situation is very, very serious. So we will continue to follow news from this side of the Republic from Ivory Coast and everything that goes with it to flow. We will come back to proceed analyses and give our point of view. So thank you all. You come back with news. It was, of course, the voice of your humble servant,